Hi Virgo, this is your forecast for the month of February 2018. This is a general reading for Virgo Sun, Virgo Rising, or Virgo Moon. For a more rounded overview, please watch your rising and moon sign as well. You can join me on Facebook and Instagram for daily insights on tarot and astrology, as well as my pay-per-view channel, vimeo.com/thealchemistastrologer, where you can find on-demand pages for love, finance, and other readings. Your weekly readings will always be free here on YouTube, but if you'd like to support me on Patreon, I'm now at patreon.com/thealchemistastrologer, and all of this information is down below in the description box. Now, the underlying energy is this Two of Wands. So you are doing some type of review. There's an opportunity in front of you. And remember, the High Priestess says that opportunity is going to show up, but you need to look at all of the facts involved to see if it's right for you. Some of you, you're coming in contact with very enterprising people, or you're that person. Maybe this is about a business partner joining forces with others. So you could be involved in some form of negotiation, or you're waiting for some answers about something. Maybe you're focused on traveling. So this is a month where, a lot of dynamic energy is taking place. Either you're in control or you're losing control. Either you're dominating a situation or you're being dominated. So it's important for you to act on fact, for you to have a full view of the bigger picture, which is why it's important that you're able to discern the trivial from what is important, what is personal, connecting yourself with people who can give you good advice, and knowing that it's good advice. And so you need to see the big picture. You need to use your personal power to act on an opportunity. Now, this could be a waiting period where you're looking at what your move is going to be, what you're going to do. And again, it's important for you to be realistic, for you to not just bite off whatever somebody is feeding you, but to really measure to see if it's realistic, if it's true. And not be idealistic about a situation, because you're going to have some opportunities that relate to work or home or both, where you can make some positive changes for yourself. Now, this can run the gamut from, maybe you're being offered a job, or somebody wants to have a relationship with you, or you want to get out of a difficult situation, or you want to drive a point home, or you want to prove your innocence in some way. This is going to be a month where you have that pass card to do that. And you have it with other people's blessings and their good graces. Either you're jumping in or you're jumping out, and no harm done, no hard feelings. And this is going to be a month that focuses on how you feel, how passionate you are, what your attachment is to someone or something. And it focuses on your abundance. It could be, again, a job opportunity, traveling, influencing others, expanding your sphere of influence, looking at your finances. You're focused on reaping the fruits of your efforts, which is important if you've been putting in effort. It could be that you're looking at, connecting yourself where you feel more grounded, where you get back in touch with the pleasure of life, the simple pleasures of life, nature, the small things, having a sense of gratitude. Or where you need to look at how you are caught up in a scarcity mentality. You may be experiencing some form of doubt. Maybe you're acting impulsive, or you're immature, or you're coming in contact with someone who is. Maybe you've spread yourself too thinly as far as projects, as far as finances, as far as your emotions. Maybe somebody's being rigid. They're taking the Hierophant and being inflexible. So if you're lacking confidence in you, your abilities, your decision-making skills, you may be putting something off, but simply because you're procrastinating due to doubt. Maybe you feel like people are not being supportive of you, that you're getting resistance, pushback. Maybe this indecision that you're feeling is putting you in negative situations. You're letting other people dominate you, intimidate you, manipulate you because you didn't have confidence in your own instincts. Again, this is about knowing what the facts are, because the Hierophant can bring some drama into your life. So it's important before you start flying off the handle and going off and creating a ruckus that you have your facts in order, that you're making your decisions based on that rather than your emotions. Now you have 3 major cards, so this says that this is an especially emotional or significant time period for you. There is a focus on work, on your productivity, and perhaps, sharing your feelings with this Empress, or sharing your feelings, expressing yourself creatively, or perhaps healing, maybe there's a pregnancy taking place. There's something going on that is cyclic. This is coming back around again. And maybe you're doing a review of your friendship, or some advice, your finances, a decision that you're making. But the problem is, you got a card, the Empress, that deals with communication, and it should be helping you express yourself. And, the 3 of Cups is communicating with other people, and yet there's an issue. Somebody's being irrational or illogical, or just communication is a problem area somehow. And so there's not a lot going on. There's not much happening. And it could be that it's because of self-indulgence. Maybe these are 2 people involved with each other, and they are indulging each other in whatever way. For some of you, there is a tie to alcoholism. There's some binge drinking going on. Maybe you're keeping it straight through the week, and then on the weekend you just let go. You just let loose, or somebody in your life is. For some of you, it's all about the guilty pleasures, having fun. And maybe you're trying to self-medicate. There's something you're comforting yourself with so that you can soothe over some kind of hurt you've experienced. And for some of you, there are issues where somebody is, pandering. There's a little bit sucking up. But there's not enough to get carried away in a situation. But there's some changes that are going to take place, again, in your attachment level to a person or a circumstance. And there is some drama on the way where you're dealing with something that seems larger than life for you, almost impossible, and yet you do have the power to overcome it. It's going to require that you maintain your enthusiasm, your optimism, without going overboard and being self-indulgent. And it's going to require that you use your intuition, or get with people who can offer you some real insight into your situation, and where you don't get caught up in closing yourself off and being intolerant to other people's viewpoints. It's also going to be important to know when to, go with the traditional, or when to break with traditional and be original. And it's going to require that you act, not be apathetic and procrastinate on something. Those are your keys for moving forward during this month. All right, Virgo, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss anything. And of course, you can always book a personal reading at thealchemistastrologer.com.